toasting, joking too. Sipping and roasting is what we do. Light 'em up, drink 'em down. Whiskey and cigars all around. Cheers, y'all.
That sounds like a party just about to happen.
First well of the brand new year. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
It's all new today.
To this fine radio program, podcast, and video extravaganza.
Hi, Mom.
Known around the world as Smokin' and Toastin'. World
I
famous.
was late with the hi, Mom on that.
I screwed something up in there. I was so excited about the well. I got something out of order.
You know, you said that, and I was busy thinking about my New Year's resolution to continue doing this.
Oh, well, good. Yeah, I have two New Year's resolutions.
Yes.
One is to smoke cigars.
Good.
And two, to drink whiskey.
These are achievable goals if you are diligent.
I like to set things that I know I can strive for. And
one day
hit.
you can be president, dude.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, of your neighborhood association.
Yes,
but
that's right.
Whatever, you know.
No, not even that, because they're like, he's that cigar guy. Well, welcome to the show. It's Smoking and Toasting. Our program is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. This is show number 465, which means, guys, something very important is right around the corner, because in only 2 shows.
Yeah.
We will be at show number 467.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's a new year, and that's not gone away yet.
I can't work like this.
What's the next?
I'm leaving.
You have to wonder what the next thing is going to be. The next 6-7. What's it going to be? Like,
man, I don't know.
No one knows, because it's a kid thing.
Yeah,
kids are way more creative than we are in coming up with this stuff, and it completely baffling us with it when they do.
I guess we had weird viral things when we were young, right?
Well, viral was different back then.
Just didn't have a TikTok dance that went.
We also didn't have a name for it.
Right. And viral was different back then because it took a lot longer to to travel, for word to travel, right? I mean, if you wanted to like paint some girl in your school as being, a little loose or whatever, you had to tell that made-up story to like dozens of people before it sort of took hold and ruined someone's reputation. Not that I would ever do a thing like that. I'm just saying, if, back in the day. These are all hypotheticals. We have a lot of hypotheticals.
Nowadays, it's one post.
Yeah, that's right. One post.
Oh, yeah.
And it can go viral, and you never know what's going to go viral. So, anyway, welcome to the show. We have not ever gone viral, but that's okay. We're still working on it. We are thrilled to be coming to you in this brand new year with some interesting things to talk about, I think, today. For one thing, we're going to talk about the style of beer you should never pair with hot wings. Because it's hot wing season. Which months that end in Y are hot wing season. So that's why I'm excited about this stretch of the year. January, February. This is a good time.
This is like crawfish season or whatever.
Really,
this is like crawfish season, having something with R in it.
That's right. So we'll talk about that, and also the lists continue. And now it took us a while to get this because we do record the shows a little bit in advance to be ready for radio. But the list is finally out of Cigar Aficionado's top cigars of the year for 2025. And this is the list. It's the biggest one. I mean, there's lists all over the place.
It's the list.
Yeah, but this is the list because this is the one, as our friends in the cigar industry have told us, can like completely revitalize your company if you land like a number 1 or number 2 cigar on here. So
that's true.
So we'll see what made it this year. Probably something we've never heard of and never smoked, but we'll get to
and can't afford and can't get a hold of if we could.
Of course, yeah. These cigars are all only owned by Christopher Hart of Houston, Texas. So anyway, welcome to the show. We're also going to be tasting some beers, and I think we may have done this one before, but not only has it been so long I don't remember, but I don't actually remember what it tastes like. So it's perfect to bring back.
I'm okay with that.
From Oskar Blues, Mama's Little Yella Pills.
Oh, hell
yeah. They're Pilsner from Longmont, Colorado. Also from a little bit closer to us, Blanco, Texas, in the Texas Hill Country, from Real Ale Brewing Company. We'll be trying their West Coast IPA called Favorable Conditions. And then finally, from Lumberbeard Brewing. Cool brewery name.
Lumberbeard?
Yeah, and they're out of Spokane, Washington, so there's a lot of loggers.
I'm going to point out that if I put on a plaid jacket.
You would have the Lumberbeard.
I really look like I should have an axe in my hand.
You do. You've got that Paul
a
Bunyan-ness about you, you know?
I'm a lumberjack.
Also, I was noticing, I
okay.
looked in the mirror earlier and realized that my beard is more white than gray, and then brown now.
Yeah, I had that. I had
more
that.
gray than brown now. I'm like,
I had that, because I used to wear not as full as yours, but I used to wear like the little goatee, and when it turned,
I still don't have
when
the
it turned white, I just shaved.
I still don't have the shock of gray on each temple that I've been waiting for.
Well, I got a
Then
shock
my
of
powers
gray.
would be complete.
I got a shock of gray, not just on the temple. It's everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I went Steve
everywhere.
Martin.
You just got shocked with
I went
gray.
Steve
that's
Martin
right.
on that at a long time.
Yeah.
But you have to be careful with the beard. About this time of year, I usually have to tone it down a bit, for the Santa remarks.
Yeah, right. But other times in the year, you go full jihadist. I mean,
just nail it. Just
yeah.
all
just
the way.
neck beard all out there.
Going
That's
on.
right.
Yeah.
From Lumberbeard Brewing in Spokane, Washington, where they do have a lot of guys with lumber beards, we'll be trying something called Island Otter. It is their bourbon-barrel-aged barley wine. So I know you're not looking forward to that.
You had me at all those words, actually.
All those-
You had me when you
I think
started
so.
talking.
We'll bring you the regular features on the program,
That
including
alliterates nice, by the way. Bourbon-barrel-aged barley wine.
bourbon-barrel-aged barley wine. Yeah.
Beautiful.
That is, like, one of the really good rappers should do a bourbon barrel-aged barley wine rap. Like that would, just the alliteration, and it would be awesome. Somebody like,
What do you
It's
rhyme
like-
with barley wine? Well,
Yeah.
good time.
yeah,
It's like when the lawyers do commercials
Yeah,
for, like,
totally.
the box.
yeah, totally. It's like, let's get Lil Wayne.
Yeah, it was awesome. They have some good ones.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll be bringing you some of our normal features here on the program, including the most popular part of the show over the last several years, which is a little thing we call Drinking News. We do this in the second hour of the program, and Drinking News is where we bring you a story from the news that is, to the best of our knowledge, true. It's not a parody. It is often, but not always, a story about drinking, but it is always something that's best enjoyed if you've been drinking. And our Drinking News teaser headline for today: Two's company, three's a party in the parking lot. And we'll do the drunken fact, too. That's where we give you a fact that you can use to drop a little knowledge at the next time you're at a party and people are a little tipsy and you want to come off like you're the person that knows stuff. Yeah. Impress the ladies, whatever.
All I could think of is Don Knotts.
Yeah, right.
What was his name, Mr. I can't remember his name on the show now.
Mr. Roper? No, Mr. Furley.
Mr.
Mr.
Furley.
Furley,
Yeah.
that's
Mr.
right.
Furley.
Yeah, that's right.
He's
He was so good. Don Knotts had
he was
that
amazing.
had that one look when he just, like, his
Yeah.
eyes would get real big and he'd turn and just stare at the camera. It's like guaranteed laughs, no matter whether the line he said was funny or not. It's just guaranteed, that look.
The other day, he got scared of someone or something, and he just started shaking with
Yeah.
that look on his face. And they had to calm him down.
That's comedic genius is what that is. Anyway, our teaser headline for the drunken fact for today, which we'll get to in just a moment: don't swallow the cap.
That's always solid advice.
That's good news, good advice.
Wait, did you
for
say
everyone.
don't swallow the cat or don't swallow the cap?
Either one would
Either
work. I
way.
said cap, but either one would work. Well, welcome again to the show. We're going to tell you about some cigars to watch for. We'll get to all kinds of lists on today's show. Most importantly, the Cigar Aficionado Top Cigar List.
Are we finally getting through your list of lists?
Oh no, my list of lists is huge because every year about
Man,
this
look at
time
the size of that list.
they just
That thing
start
is huge.
That's what people say. Yeah, that's what people say. So anyway, we'll try to get to that. And by the way, we've also got a list of the best IPAs of 2025 according to Esquire magazine.
I have a list of who cares.
Oh, come on. Come on. First of all, I do. Secondly, we've had some IPAs on the show this last year you really enjoyed.
I'm just poking a little fun at the IPA folk.
All right, fair enough. Fair
At the
enough.
hop heads out there.
I didn't make fun of your barley wine.
You can't. Barley wines are awesome
All right, well.
and can also be used as glue in a pinch.
Yeah, it's real good. Can you imagine if barley wines were more popular, how much stickier the floor at the bars would be? It would
Dude,
be.
there was a bar in Houston years ago that I used to play at called the Blue Iguana.
Oh, I remember
and
the Blue Iguana.
I swear they never cleaned that floor once because you'd walk through there and your feet would do that.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Just stick to the floor the whole time.
And after a while, if a floor gets enough beer spilled on it over a long enough period of time, all you do when you mop is just kind of spread it around.
Yeah, you're just shoving it around.
Oh, it didn't used to be sticky over here. What happened?
That place over there is too clean.
Well,
Yeah, there's a certain turning point, a gray area where you go from wiping on to wiping off, from wiping off to wiping on.
wipe on, wipe off. Let's do the beverage mystery, Terry.
right,
You want to play
beverage
our?
of mystery, let's-
Ian brought today's beverage of mystery because I called him in a panic and said I forgot to bring a beverage of mystery.
Beverage of mystery.
So Ian came through, but I have no idea. Only Ian knows what this is. We will taste it and offer our critique.
I might leave it as a mystery because it's funny.
Oh, I don't know.
It's funnier that way. Well,
It's a
Wow.
beer.
yep.
yeah.
I'm trying to,
interesting.
it's interesting, but it's not. I was expecting from you something very unusual for the beverage.
Yeah, no,
This is only
it's-
a little unusual.
It's
I
not
think.
that unusual of a beer.
It's not unusual to be loved by you. 3 people in the audience got that reference.
There you go.
No.
My mom met him once in.
Your mom met Tom Jones?
And yes, in. It was in. They had gone on an excursion to Europe.
Was
her
that
and
exactly
my aunt.
40
And yeah,
years ago?
exactly, yeah.
46, 7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, you're right at it. And she met him. It was in Monaco, and they were at a hotel there. And she said he was such a gentleman that they were waiting for a cab, and his came up, and he gave them his cab
Wow,
first.
wow.
And that was
Wow.
So of
So-
course all the ladies just loved Tom Jones. Yeah.
Terry, if your mom threw her panties at Tom Jones, I don't want to know about it.
Yeah, me
I
neither.
really don't.
Yeah, me neither.
Really, really don't. Okay, did she? Okay, we're getting into some really
I didn't
weird.
ask.
It got
some
dark.
Weird
Yeah.
territory here.
Yeah.
Let's
It
talk
got
about.
dank and dark
Let's
here.
go back to the beverage of mystery. Not a lot of dankness to this beverage of mystery.
Nope.
It's
I would say
pretty
no dank at
straightforward.
all.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess it's some kind of Pilsner.
I mean, it's beer.
It's like it's not like my favorite thing or anything, but it's not bad.
This might have one of the best labels on the can I've ever seen.
Also, might be one of the better beverages of mystery we've had because it's very drinkable. I'm enjoying
It's
it.
just regular
So it has
beer.
a weird label.
It has a beautiful label.
So this brings me to the obvious question, which I know is forming in the minds of all of our listeners. Ian, is that a beverage of mystery in your pocket, or are you just happy to be here?
Well, I mean, I'm entirely proud and happy to be here. However,
I knew you were, because when you're happy, you burp, and just like a
I'm
gorilla.
happy.
Just like a gorilla. Oh,
This
this was in
is-
the shirt pocket, ladies and gentlemen.
Where do you keep your beverage of mystery?
Well, I don't know, but the shirt pocket kind of ruins the happy to see us imagery, but that's okay. What are we dealing with here? I see something from Eureka
wrong
Heights.
planet.
So this is Old Bunny,
Old Bunny.
right? This is their malt liquor.
It's a malt liquor, really?
Wow.
It's their malt liquor.
Wow.
Old Bunny malt liquor is bold and unapologetic brew, humbly crafted for old time's sake. It offers a rich malty character with a smooth finish, perfect for savoring in the moment. And I got to tell you,
Okay.
I love the bunny on here.
Oh, yeah, with the monocle
With the
and
monocle
the mustache.
and
Show
the
that to
mustache.
show that to the
It's-
camera. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I have to say,
That's good.
now that you've told me it's
But
a malt liquor, I can taste a little
you
of
can
that.
taste
Yeah.
a little of that, right?
Yeah.
Right. There's a certain flavor profile in there, but I love it because the old, of course, is like coming back to old
yeah,
English,
yeah.
right?
Well,
And it's coming in, by the way,
yeah.
8.5%.
8.5. There you go. Well,
And it doesn't taste it at all.
we'll test as to whether this really is a malt liquor or not. We'll see if I'm burping by the next segment. We'll be right back, and malt liquor burps are
I brought 3
not-
cans.
not pleasant, but we'll see. It's Smoking and Toasting. We have a good show for you today. Please stick around. We will be right back. Oh, yeah. I've always wanted to say that coming back into a segment, and I never have.
You now have achieved a life
Except
goal.
I don't feel like I nailed it. I feel like I might have to do it again. Yeah, see, that's better. Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting, episode number 465. We are all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. First of all, I want to say a big thank you to the affiliates, the radio affiliates that we gained in 2025. It was very cool going on the air in a lot of different markets around the country, and we're looking to keep expanding that. So if you are somewhere where they do not carry Smoking and Toasting in your market, just call your news talk station or your talk station or any. You can call the top 40 station. I don't care. Just say I want my S&T.
I want my S&T.
And then hang up. It worked for MTV, so I'm betting it'll work for us.
I wonder if we could get Sting to say it.
That would be super
That
cool. Or
would
Mick
be
Jagger.
amazing,
Yeah,
yeah.
remember those?
Yeah.
Those were awesome. Well, welcome back to the program. We really enjoyed the beverage of mystery, the Old Bunny from Eureka Heights. Those guys continue to
Old
put out
Bunny
great
malt
beers,
liquor.
and in this case, a pretty decent malt liquor. So guys, I think we should get to Ian's cigar review, but first, I believe it's time for Terry to bring us onto the playing field for the drunken fact.
And now it's time for another Smoking and Toasting Drunken Fact.
And again, these are facts that you can drop on people at parties when they've started drinking a little bit, and you'll come across like, that's the most interesting person at the party. He knows random crap, and it's this is how we do it. So, our drunken fact for this show: in 18th century England, where gambling was illegal, underground gambling dens actually employed a person whose job it was to swallow the dice in the event of a police raid.
Whoa.
I just love that. That's your whole job. You're just standing there. You're not playing. You're not rolling them. You're not playing cards.
Okay, so you get to hang out and drink all you want all night.
Yeah.
But here's my question. How many sets of dice were there, and do you have to swallow all of them?
Well, and think about this. If they've got a craps table, that's not just 2 dice. That's like how many like,
exactly. They have to have more. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not like just a pair of dice.
What is the interview process like?
Can you swallow these?
I was a sword swallower in the circus. I can handle a pair of dice, no problem. You're
Well,
hired.
you have a nice resume, sir.
But to think about the problems the HR department would get in if they
Swallow the dice. I can pull them through 90 feet of garden hose.
yeah. If they just ask the question, so do you swallow? That would be a bad HR time.
What have we done with this show?
We're talking
What
about
have we-
HR. We're talking about HR, the mafia's HR is what
Listen,
we're talking about. We're talking about the mafia's
this
HR.
show, by the way, is veering off the tracks.
Yeah.
Did they have that at the Balinese? Because in down in
Down at the
Galveston,
Balinese, yeah.
Balinese, ZZ Top song, that one.
Yeah.
And that's how it was. If you looked, it was so long that supposedly by the time the cops got all the way to the very back, someone would have swallowed all the dice.
See, it's the way it happens.
I played that room a few times.
Yeah. And did you have any dice with you?
I did not have to swallow any dice. No.
That's good to know.
That's good.
Good to know. I assume that even if you haven't swallowed any dice this week, you've probably had a cigar that you either enjoyed or found interesting enough to talk about.
Well, yes, sir, I did. I sat on my patio last night, late at night, because I thought to myself, oh, crap, I forgot to review a cigar. So I very calmly went to my humidor
Yes.
and rifled around in it, and I realized, oh, well, just a couple weeks ago, I reviewed the League of Fat Bastards
I
Series
remember that, yeah.
L, which I did enjoy. And I realized right next to it was the other cigar that I bought at the same time, which was the League of Fat Bastards Series O.
Oh, so this is same line.
Same brand,
Sorry,
different line.
I'm having to deal with my iPad because you said Siri. So yeah, now it's all locked up. Okay.
That's what you get for being an douche. Because your phone and everything,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, they both just went crazy.
Are you serious? Oh, I just want to see if I can set it up.
Thanks.
The League of Fat Bastards Series. Oh, that's just fun to say, by the way. League of Fat
I
Bastards
know
Series
you're going
O.
to say it 100 times now.
Robusto 5x50 with a San Andreas wrapper, Dominican binder, and Nicaraguan fillers of 3 different styles, which I did not write down. The appearance
It's all
on
right.
this dark espresso.
It's all Nicaraguan. That's all right. We got it.
Dark espresso brown wrapper, oily and leathery to the touch with some veins in it. Medium firmness overall. League of Fat Bastards Series O band, which is really nice. Their logo looks so posh and wonderful.
Nice, yeah.
And it's LOFB in the most wonderful way. The footer on this says 40% of profits dedicated to supporting men's mental health.
Oh.
So I think that's kind of nice, going to a worthy cause there. The pre-light sniff on this barnyard, fresh cut hay, hints of mocha at the foot. The pre-light draw used a V-cut, had a medium draw on it. Sweet, creamy coffee and earth, leather on the lips. The initial light, Nicaraguan pepper blast.
Nice.
With tangy leather and roasted coffee bean. Retrohale is peppery and woody. The first third on this comes in bold and full-bodied. Each puff produces massive plumes of dense smoke, delivering loads of pepper, baking spices, tangy leather, bitter dark chocolate, and a hint of coffee. Retrohale is spicy pepper and tangy leather, solid ash, good burn. Proposed pairing, I did the whiskey sniff on this because I'd already gotten this far into my cigar, and Sagamore Rye came out
I love
right on
Sagamore
top.
Rye.
I sniffed one of my other ryes, the Sagamore Rye, went, there it is. Bold and feisty with spices, the rye complements nicely without fighting the cigar profile. A woody note with hints of pecan shell and beer bread threads its way into the palate. Retrohale is peppery and woody with a touch of sweetness, solid ash, good burn. Last third of the cigar comes in, a rather meaty bullion note moves in. Coffee is no longer present. Woody and bready notes with baking spices remain consistent. Retrohale is peppery and woody with bullion, solid ash, perfect burn. Price to quality at $11. I'm giving this a 6. I will be buying more of these.
That's at $11.
And it is a
That's
bold
good.
cigar. This one is
Love
way
it.
bolder than the other one, but 100% I'll be digging in.
Absolutely love it. We got to take a break. We will be back. There's more to come. It's Smoking and Toasting. Welcome back to Smoking and Toasting.
I'm happy.
I can tell. And you also had malt liquor, which I can also tell. Woo! Welcome back to the program. It is show number 465, which means we've been doing this for quite a while, and apparently no one has stepped in and tried to stop us.
This is true.
Somebody will eventually.
I found things online for this show going all the way back to 2016.
You still have
I still
echo
my
on your
echo
voice.
on my voice. Going back
I'm
to
sitting-
2016.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here looking at this glass. This was a Christmas present from Terry, our producer. He bought both of us the same glass set, which
It's
has
beautiful.
a
And
beautiful rocks glass.
Came in this box, which you can see on the illustration on the box, how this can be used. It's a really multi-purpose
and
set.
yes, and it has an ashtray that fits the top of this like a lid, which is absolutely brilliant. The only limitation I've seen on it is that it's an 11-ounce glass, so you can only get 11 ounces of whiskey in here.
Well, you know,
And if you put ice in your whiskey, like 1 or 2 cubes of ice, you may only get 10 ounces of whiskey.
let me give you a secret that will change your life. Are you ready for this?
All right.
It's what we do on this show. If you're going outside and you've got that glass and you've got only 11 ounces, or maybe a little less because you have a cube of ice, if you take the bottle out with you, you can remove the ashtray from the top, and when you are getting to the bottom, you can actually pour more in there. The opening of the glass at the top allows for more pouring.
And thus the small bottles of Weller that are easy to carry
That's
outside
right.
with
Thank you, Terry.
This is brilliant.
Thank you, Terry. Just because Terry, waited until 2026 to bring us our Christmas gift, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It was worth the wait, Terry. I want you to know that. It was worth the wait. Speaking of worth the wait, the most anticipated cigar list of the year arrives, and I don't even like to share it on the show until we have the whole list. And, because we do record a little bit in advance sometimes, it's taken us a while to get the whole list from Cigar Aficionado. But now it is out. Cigar Aficionado's top 25 cigars of 2025. And what they do is they, go back and look at their ratings when they've, smoked things and put them on their lists and stuff in their semi-monthly magazine. And then they rank how they stack up at the end of the year. Mm-hmm. So we'll handle a few of these at a time and just talk about them. At number 25, I haven't tried this, but I love this brand. Aladino's 85 Aniversario Reserva Toro. comes in.
I haven't had
at
that
number
particular
25.
cigar.
I haven't either, and I got to tell you, I'm looking
Can
at
you
it,
see the
and it
label on it?
looks delicious. There, I can show you that. It's got a little
I have
green
not had that
on the
one.
label. I'll show this to the camera if that's.
But Aladinos are so good.
Yeah, they really are. And we had a chance, and it's not just because they invited us to come down to Honduras, which was an awesome time, but their cigars
so good.
really, really are good. And I'm a big fan of everything they do.
They're Maduro Lancero. I mean, come
so
on.
good. This is a 6x52 Toro. It's a $20 cigar. It's all Honduran tobacco.
That's actually a
And,
pricey cigar for them, too.
It is, because they're known for, being a little less pricey.
Because
but-
most of them you get in for 2/3 to half of that.
Julio Arroyo, who we had a chance to interview and was just absolutely delightful.
Absolutely fantastic.
They basically are known
Julio and Justo.
for bringing Cuban Corojo seed tobacco to the Jamastran Valley in Honduras. So this 85th Anniversario line, which is named for Arroyo's 85th birthday, not the age of the brand, debuted earlier this year with a Robusto and a Toro. But and they were going to release it on time to celebrate his birthday, but it ran late because they were that concerned with getting the blend just right.
Getting it just right.
Yeah, so kudos to Aladino. I love those guys. At number 24, I will admit I was a little surprised to see this brand on the year-end list, but I have not smoked this particular cigar. It's the La Aurora Family Creed Series Fuerte Sol Robusto, which is...
Aurora's made a lot of great cigars over
they
here.
have. Now, I've recently gone back and smoked a La Aurora. I reviewed it on the show, and I just found it a little bit underwhelming, but it might not have been the
Did
best
you smoke one of those
representation.
really expensive submarine-looking tubos?
No, I
Okay.
do like those. 'Cause
Those are
like,
real good.
Those are expensive, but they're
They are
outrageously
expensive,
good.
but they're real good.
And then what's weird about those is most tubos, once you've opened them up and smoked the cigar, you throw the tube away. That one, you're like, I got to be able to do something
you
with
got to
this.
turn it into a Christmas ornament
It's too
or something.
pretty.
Right?
Yeah, it's too pretty. So anyway, the La Aurora Family Creed Series Fuerte Sol Robusto comes in at number 24.
It's easy for you to say.
Yeah, and it's they say one of La Aurora's newest creations, the first of the 4-part Family Creed series, which intends to appeal to the modern smoker but honor the company's storied past. And the name Fuerte Sol, and I only know this because it's written in the review. Otherwise, my Spanish is not good.
I will pick that up.
I do know that Sol is sun, but Fuerte means strong, so it's strong sun. So I think you can
Sun-grown.
look forward. Yeah, the wrapper is from Mexico, the binder's from Nicaragua, and the filler is from the DR, Nicaragua, the USA, Pennsylvania. Broadleaf is in there as well in the filler tobacco. So you can bet that's going to have a little bit of heft to it.
It's going to have some spice, yeah.
And at number 23, and this one I have had, the La Aurora, I'm sorry, not La Aurora, that was 24, La Aroma de Cuba,
Aroma de Cuba.
Robusto. Yeah, these are just great cigars. Nicaraguan puros, made by the people of my father, and it's distributed by Ashton. They're just good stuff.
So generally speaking, the Aroma de Cuba, you don't want to go into that without knowing that most of them are in the medium to full range. They're not known for their lighter side, but they are so good.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll get into a few more of these as the program rolls on, but I thought it might be time to taste some beer, and as I can see, Ian is already well ahead of me, which
I'm doing what I call research.
should surprise none of us. We're trying the Oskar Blues Mama's Little Yellow Pills, and I believe we've had this on the show before, but it's been long enough that I don't really remember.
This is a funny little Pils. Mm-hmm. This is as Colorado as I think a Pils gets.
Would you say it's a jagged little Pils?
It's a jagged little pill. Yes. It's a little bit ironic. Don't
Swallow
you
it down. It's a jagged little Pils.
think? It has a little.
Dude, somebody's got to make a Pilsner and call it jagged little
No,
Pils.
that would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
I'm sorry. You were talking about the beer.
And then they would come back the next year for a follow up and try to make it another big hit and call it acoustic jagged little pill.
Yeah. Right.
Anyway,
Acoustic Jagged Little Pills unplugged. Jagged Little Pills stripped.
but this is as Colorado as it gets. It's a Pilsner with a hint of of the dank in the background.
Right, and this
just
is
a
That's
little-
what that is.
Yeah,
yes.
just a little hint of dank in there, and it's really good. It's really interesting. It makes it so fun to drink.
It definitely kind of stands out from other pilsners as having
Yeah.
a little more to it, flavor-wise. I think.
Yeah.
You know,
And it's malty up front, but it finishes with a little bit of dank. It's so good. It's just I don't know how they do it. And it is almost like two different beers from the beginning of the palate to the end.
I remember the first time I ever had a beer from Oskar Blues, and it was my first Dale's Pale Ale.
Dale's
and I
is
went,
great.
Why have I not known about this beer before? Like,
That's the beer that makes it okay to drink at the House of Blues. Because you can get the
Yes.
big one,
yes,
the 24 ounce,
yeah,
and it's what $14 or something like that. It's
Right,
not
right.
cheap, but
it's
I
not.
mean, come on, it's a big beer.
It could be worse,
Yes.
for sure, and it has been at a number of places that I've purchased those. But yeah, you're right. I think they have Sam Adams, and I think they have the Oskar Blues Dale's Pale Ale.
And I
that
like
is
Sam
totally
Adams, but if I'm gonna drink at a concert
Yeah.
like that, I'm going Dale's Pale Ale.
Yeah, concerts are more enjoyable if you have a tall Dale's Pale Ale to enjoy it with.
They also,
Yeah.
what is Oskar Blues Stout? Is the
They make all kinds of really.
I'm
really-
blanking on the name of it,
Yeah,
but it's
really
so good.
incredible.
Oskar Blues. So they had a brewery in Austin.
Yes, I
they're
think they
originally from
closed that,
Colorado.
but- yeah,
okay, they had a
Longmont,
brewery in
Colorado.
Austin, and I have a birthday party there at one point. It was fantastic.
Wow, and so that's closed down now, isn't it?
Yeah, they closed it down right after I have a birthday party there. Probably because I have a birthday party there.
It's like we're out. We're just out. You know, they were tapping
At
out.
some
do
point in
this
time during my
anymore.
birthday party, someone went, "Dang it!" and just walked out, and then closed down. Anyway,
Well, you got to figure if you're having a birthday party there, they're like, okay, we got to look at the financials. Can we afford to invest in this much beer before he pays the tab? Do we have enough cash in the account to make it work? You know.
I did bring a pretty good crowd, and we
Yeah.
had a good old time.
Now I remember you were at one of my birthday parties at Platypus.
Yes,
Platypus Brewing
we had
here
a good time
in
with that.
Houston, and I was watching something the other day, and they were referencing. Oh, I knew what it was. It was Landman. I was watching the latest episode of Landman on Apple TV,
With
and
Bad Santa himself.
yeah, with you know,
Bad Santa.
probably one of the greatest actors of our time, Billy Bob Thornton. He's amazing, but he goes to his favorite spot there in Midland or whatever, and they bring him the craft beer menu. And it's interesting because on this show he started out drinking Michelob Ultra, and then apparently that sponsorship ran out, and then he switched to Miller Lite. Now I don't know what they're doing. The waitress brings him a beer menu, and he starts reading off like all these craft beers that he doesn't know about, and one of them is Platypus right here in Houston.
Nice.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. So anyway, I enjoyed the Mama's little yellow pill.
It's a good beer. It's a good solid beer.
I think it's
good.
yeah. I think it's like it's a good straight ahead. If you are more of a fan of like hoppier beers or more
1050, that's their stout.
1050, and it's good.
1050 is real good.
It's
Sorry, it
good,
just popped
yeah.
into my head.
That's right. Anytime you pronounce it 1050, it just makes it better.
1050.
It just makes it
Not
better.
50. It's like 50, like 50 cent.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Who, by the way, who knew he was a great documentarian? 50 Cent.
He really likes P. Diddy.
50 Cent did the classic documentary on
Yeah.
P. Diddy. That's
Yeah.
it's totally worth watching.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Dude, I gotta say, petty and brutal.
Yeah.
I love it.
I loved every minute of it. Yeah, 100%. But Mama's Little Yellow Pills, if you are looking for a Pilsner that has, maybe just a little more of a profile, a little more flavor, I could not recommend it more highly. Could not recommend it more highly. By the way, I think I mentioned this last week, but we didn't really get into it. Anchor Brewing, which is considered by many as the first brewery in America to really do craft beer. Now you could argue Yuengling and some other things, but Anchor really, when they put out Anchor Steam,
Yuengling was local beer.
right,
Anchor Steam was craft beer. And I'm not meaning that in any kind of derogatory way.
towards Yuengling.
Because Yuengling was really great local beer.
But the guys at Anchor really kind of put craft beer on the map ahead of when the explosion sort of happened. And they recently went out of business. Then they got bought by a larger international company, which vowed to reopen them, and they're going to do that, but apparently it's not going to be in San Francisco. Because this has been an iconic San Francisco beer.
I don't understand what that means. How do you have Anchor Steam and it's not in San Francisco?
I know. It doesn't seem right in many ways, does it? Like, what am I going to drink when I go to San Francisco? Although there's some other great breweries up there, so I'm
That'd
sure.
be like, I'm going to have a Breckenridge that was made in Tucson. I don't like.
No, you know what you drink in San Francisco? If it's me, I'm ordering Bear Bottle the whole time, which is kind of ironic because most Bear Bottle beers are now in cans. But but I love their beers. They're so good. Anyway, Anchor Steam, kind of a bummer that it's not Anchor is not reopening in San Francisco because it seems you don't want Anchor to be in like Dubuque, Iowa, you know?
Yeah, that makes it a little weird, right?
Yeah, it
St.
is.
Louis, Missouri.
It is. Now, I will tell you, I lived in St. Louis for several
From
years
the glass line tanks of the Trobe.
before the craft beer revolution. So I went to the Budweiser brewery, got to tour it. They give you Budweiser at the end, which you're like, I was okay until this. But there are now a number of great craft breweries in St. Louis.
So you were craft beer when craft beer wasn't cool?
I wasn't craft beer. I was drinking Budweiser and going, surely there's something better than this.
It's got to be.
Yeah, but
I went to
we're
the-
on the air in St. Louis, so that's an important market for
I went
us.
to the Budweiser hospitality house in Florida in SeaWorld, I think it was.
They have a Budweiser hospitality house there?
hospitality
Busch
house.
Gardens.
And they had
Busch Gardens. Of course they do.
and,
Thank you.
And they had the what do we call it? We call it Ziegenbach here. It was Amberbach there.
Oh,
It was the first time I had tried that before I tried Ziegenbach here. It was quite good.
Yeah.
I was like, not bad at all for a macro brew. And down in Texas, they changed the name and they call it Ziegenbach.
Yeah.
And it's not bad.
No, it really
know?
isn't. It really isn't. It's not as good as Shinerbach, but it's a
I
kind
would
of
buy
a close second.
Shinerbach if it's available, but we used to go to this bowling alley and we used to get $6 pitchers of Ziegenbach.
Ooh, to see that?
And that's
now,
fine.
Now you're talking.
Yeah.
And first of all, bowling alley, you don't want to drink beer at a bowling alley that did not come from a pitcher. That's
and
just
this bowling
that's just
alley-
bowling alley etiquette right
This
there.
bowling alley hadn't been updated since the early 70s. So, like,
Is there a bowling alley that's been updated
Oh, man,
since the early
It's an
70s?
Aldi now.
Oh,
it is. You know the one I'm talking about.
talking about.
It's an Aldi, and I
It's an
love
Aldi
that
now.
place.
oh man.
It was out in Pearland. It was Pearland Bowling Center, man, and it
I
was.
bowled there.
Did you really?
I took the kids there right before it closed. Yeah.
Dude, you could go there. You
You may be the reason
You could
it closed.
literally
You
go
and your
there like
kids.
on a Wednesday night, I think it was. Me and my wife used to go down there. I could go down there and with a $20 bill, now we had our own shoes, with a $20 bill, I could buy us a whole night of bowling and a pitcher of Ziegenbach and some sort of fried munchie.
No wonder they went out of business. We got to take a break, and we will be right back. It is Smoking and Toasting. And we got more to taste, by the way, and more cigars from this year-end list. Thought maybe you were going to open the beer during the segment.
sorry.
Ooh. So crisp, so clean.
I was
Isn't that a
enjoying the music.
Outcast song?
Yeah, sounds like it.
I was enjoying it, except the guitar player seems like he's a little off on that.
You're so wrong.
So wrong on so many levels. We're looking at Cigar
Who
Aficionado's
dropped you
list.
when you were a baby?
My mama. She was reaching for her little yellow pills, and I fell onto the floor.
I like these new pretzel buttons, so that I can, eat pretzels.
Oh,
push the button.
yeah, you can push the button when you're crunching on it.
I mean, the
I don't
pretzel-
have a
Sorry,
pretzel
that
button.
made me think of that scene in
Y'all get them soon.
Yours will be
in
called
the
the
Monty
pretzel
Python
button.
movie where she just drops the baby. She's like, "Where'd you get that for me, love?"
Yours will be the pretzel munching button. Mine will be the cough button, and Ian's will be the burp button.
So
right.
then you'll just hear, "I'm happy."
That's right. And just out of nowhere.
I'm happy. You'll know what just happened.
We're up to number 22 on our Cigar Aficionado list, and it is I've never had one of these cigars, the Olmec Maduro Grande.
That's a great cigar.
Have you had the Olmec? Yeah. It's a Nicaraguan binder and filler, and the wrapper from Mexico. And I know it's from Foundation Cigars, so it's I've had others of theirs.
I mean,
and
here's
really
the
liked
thing.
them, so.
Foundation's one of those brands that if they come out with it, I'll try it.
Yeah,
I don't care how dry.
They're that consistent.
Yeah, they're going to be good.
Yeah, they're that consistent. I used to be that way with Rocky Patel, but I fell behind. He puts out new cigars like every other
He puts out
day.
a lot of cigars.
Like every other day,
Although
he's
that
got a new one.
Disciple.
Oh, dude.
My gosh, that Disciple is outrageous.
Rocky's got some great stuff. He's got some great stuff.
I got an LB1
In fact, I'm
in the
gonna
humidor that's so good.
predict we're gonna have a Rocky on this list before we get to the end. That would be my guess. All right, we're number 21, the CLE Maduro, the 50 by 5. And CLE, of course, was started by Christian Arroyo after he sold his first company to
Camacho.
Thank you. I was having a brain fart. I didn't remember it. After he sold Camacho to one of the big companies, he just went out and started his own CLE. And Christian, of course, is one of the guys from the Arroyo cigar family that we talked about with Aladino. But anyway, 4 years after they sold the Camacho brand to Davidoff, they revamped the flagship CLE brand and pared down the cigar names and decided they would start naming them after their wrappers. So this is the CLE Maduro, 50 by 5, and it comes in with a rating of 94, and it's number 21 on Cigar Aficionado's
I don't know any
year-end
rappers
list.
named Maduro. I've heard of 50 Cent.
Dude,
I've heard of
that would be cool. Maduro, the rap god. That would he would rule. I don't even know what he looks like or what he sounds like, but he would rule the hip hop charts. Number 20 on Cigar Aficionado's
you'd have to have someone
list.
named Lil Cigar, right?
Lil Smokey.
Lil Smokey.
Yeah.
I feel like he already exists.
Yeah, Maduro would be out there laying it down, with the deep voice, like
DJ Maduro.
Yeah, he would be like Biggie, he'd have that deep voice. He'd be laying it down, and then here comes Little Smokey. Oh yeah, boss. Yeah, boss. Sorry, it happens when I drink. I don't know if you guys have noticed this or not, but number 20 on the list, the one-off Black Toro. One-off, in case that doesn't sound familiar to you, that's the cigar that just has the band it's just like a black band, and then at the front it has a peace sign.
There's like, Ilusione.
It's a really wonderful cigar. It was a cult cigar of the early offs, and then One-Off disappeared for a while. They made a brief, the Cigar Aficionado says, rather undignified act as a catalog brand, and then in 2018 they were purchased and restored. And the Ilusione guys have done a splendid job. And the brand used to be called Black and Tan, but was recently shortened to simply Black. So it's One-Off Black Toro.
Nice.
And it comes in at number 20 on the list. Just do a couple more here. Number 19 is the Sancho Panza Belicoso. It's a Cuban cigar. And I would just like to say, if anybody from Cigar Aficionado is listening, you guys need to just do a separate list for Cuban cigars. I'm interested in them.
Yeah.
But because we can't purchase them easily, I feel like they shouldn't
Don't
be
add
on
them to
this
the
list.
list.
Yeah. Make a separate list for the year's best Cubans. That would be absolutely awesome. Then at number 18, we come to a cigar that I can only just say it's so great that it's here. Maybe it should have been higher. The Oliva Siri V Melanio Maduro Robusto. That is one fantastic cigar. Comes in at number 18. It had a rating on Cigar Aficionado of 94. It's one of Oliva's more expensive cigars, but it is worth every penny.
Yeah, but the Melanio consistently is just so good, no matter what.
And then at number 17, the Viaje 15 plus 2.5 Anniversary Silver. Have not had this cigar.
I've not had that one either. I haven't had a Viaje in a while.
It's rated with 95, and they say it's just 15 plus 2.5 Anniversary Silver. Not only celebrates an odd anniversary in the company's history, but it was also the best Viaje that the guys at Cigar Aficionado have smoked in recent history. So there you go. See, I got to use the cough button.
The cough button.
But only
The pretzel
Terry,
button?
Only Terry has it because he eats
We've got them
pretzels
on the
throughout
way.
whole
We've got on the way cough buttons for y'all.
Okay.
Or whatever y'all want to call them.
That's good to know. Maybe I should move us towards sampling this beer.
Can we wire the cough button to where, when we press it, it just makes an incredibly annoying sound over there?
Yeah.
It just
wouldn't that
coughs.
be great? Wouldn't that be great?
Coughs
It
every
comes
time
up with
you-
a fake cough.
You press it, and instead of coughing, it passes gas. That would be. It's like, oh, that's worse. But now you know what's going on. I just took my first sip of this real ale, favorable conditions, West Coast IPA, and it's not at all what I was expecting.
Oh, wow.
way more balance.
That is mango.
Mm-hmm.
Remember,
And
like
very
the,
fruity.
remember, like the Saturday Night Live character, mango.
Yeah.
Mango.
So what this flavor is something I'm more expecting in a hazy, but this is not a hazy. First of all, it's not hazy at all. And secondly, it's got more of that sort of clear finish to it, like a real clean finish. But mango in a big, big way. I was not expecting that.
It doesn't smell like mango.
Mm-mm.
It smells like an IPA. It's floral
I got to tell you,
and a little fruity.
This is really good. This is the best IPA I have tasted from Real Ale. And I think I've tasted just about
Well, they
everything.
have the Axis, which is great, too.
Axis is good, but I like this better.
Wow.
I do. 6.5%. I was just looking for the...
This is good.
ABV
This is
on it,
very,
yeah.
very drinkable.
it really is. Very, very
There's
drinkable.
there's a little kiss of bitter grapefruit on the very end of it, too.
which I think makes it interesting.
like on the
right?
finish, and it just adds a little interest because a lot of times, like if you're gonna have a fruity IPA, it's almost always grapefruit or orange, and this one is mango all day. It's crazy
Right.
how like,
Sometimes there's
just a little
mango in
different.
there, but this is
Yeah,
all
no, this is
mango.
mango all day. I don't taste any orange peel.
Kinda
There's
like-
a kiss of
Kind of like the tea at Cafe Express, their mango tea. It's all mango. I still want to know how they do it because I've never been able to replicate it. But all right, we got to take a break. We will be right back with hour 2 of the show. That means drinking news is on the way. I'll tell you about my cigar for this week, and we'll continue with this Cigar Aficionado top cigars of the year list. Smoking and toasting. Oh, that was nice.
Wow.
See, at
that was
first,
hard to get out of
That's a
there.
at first, I'm thinking, he's not making any squeaky noises. This is going to be anticlimactic, but that pop was totally worth it.
That was hard to get
Sounds
off.
like a substantial bottle.
had to fight
opening
with that.
Ian opening the tequila, and I'd like to point out, by the way, that although I didn't I didn't clear a whole lot more than the neck. Sometimes these beverages that we get that put all I love getting a full bottle, but at the same time, there's real OSHA stuff going on here when the bottle is filled too high up the neck.
Yeah.
Because there could be spillage, there could be accidents and stuff. So I take it upon myself to open these up and make sure I do a little
Well,
bit
you're
of
the
drainage.
president of the company, so
Well,
you have to make sure
Not
that
to
this
mention-
works
yeah,
right. You
'cause
know,
I have to pay the
think
insurance premiums,
Exactly.
yeah.
That's right.
Not to mention the plastic wrap that's usually around the top of these can have sharp little edges if you're not careful.
Yeah, you're talking.
You
You're
cut
talking
your fingers when you're not looking. If you're a Zappa fan, you'll get
plastic version of paper cuts. You can get it. So
You handed me that piece of paper too hard.
yeah, that's right. lawyer. I love like cop shows when they take the guy that they arrested into the interrogation room,
yes, without
and they
the
go,
attorney.
"So, what were you thinking when you did that?" And they just go, "Lawyer."
Yeah. Yeah.
Lawyer.
That's it.
I'm going to tell you about my cigar I smoked this week while Ian is pouring the tequila, or now that he's already poured it, while he's drinking the
This
tequila.
Drinking
this
the
this
tequila.
lid is either on or off. There's no like.
There's no medium
There's
there.
no
between.
medium. in this thing.
It's just
You gotta fight with it.
I thought I would start off a new year with the best idea I could come up with, which was go totally old school. So I went back to one of the OG cigars that I used to smoke when I first discovered the love of the leaf, and this was one of my first favorites, the Romeo and Julieta 1875 Churchill Tubo.
Oh yeah.
This is their initial, their core line, right?
You used to be able to get those like at the gas stations too. They'd have
Yeah.
do you remember they'd have a little rack of them with them standing
The
straight
tubo,
up.
I love that with the tubos because they
And the
can
tubos,
they can
right.
handle that for
Yeah.
a while. Yeah. Well, the Romeo and Julieta 1875 Churchill, I thought it'd be interesting to see if and how much my tastes have changed since back then. And since I was gifted one of these for Christmas, there was no time like the present to have a smoke and jot down some notes. So the Romeo and Julieta 1875 Churchill Tubo, not to be confused with the Romeo and Julieta Cuban Churchill Tubo. This one's rolled in the Dominican Republic using an Indonesian shade wrapper, Dominican binder, and filler tobaccos from Brazil, and the Dominican Republic. It is a 17 by 50 ring gauge double Corona, which is actually pretty large for a tubo, pretty long. Wrapper was light brown. It looked like it was well rolled. I used a punch and checked out the pre-light aromas. The pre-light sniff was giving very grassy, haystack in the rain kind of notes. A little nuttiness and cream on the cold draw. By the way, to all the hip kids, did you notice I said it was giving? Like that's what you say now.
Yep, that's exactly how you say it. That's right.
Giving very
Look
grassy
at you, Mr.
notes.
6'7".
Yeah, that's it. I lit the cigar up and got what...
That's totally fire, bro.
What would consider it? Yeah, see, that's already old. That's already they're already passed on. Yeah.
Dang it. I just missed it.
Yeah. It's dope. Oh, wait, that's even older. Anyway.
That's radical, dude.
Yeah. Rad. Totally rad. Gnarly. I lit up the cigar and got what I would consider the gnarly polar opposite of a Nicaraguan pepper blast. And now, to be fair, there's no Nicaraguan tobacco in the Romeo and Juliet 1875 Churchill, so that wasn't a realistic expectation. What was interesting, though, is how mild the cigar was from the very first few puffs. All throughout the first third, I got what seemed like one of the mildest smokes I'd had in a very long time. Notes of cedar and hazelnut, along with cream and a barely detectable coffee note. But as the 1875 smoked into the second third, I finally started picking up a little spice, which not only pushed the strength ever so slowly toward mild to medium, but also made the flavor notes much more interesting. The coffee note, built to be more prominent, and a hint of pepper and baking spices began to creep in and leave a small but detectable tang on my tongue. Well, by the final third, the cigar had moved to about the halfway point between mild and medium, which definitely made it a little more enjoyable for me. I don't mind mild cigars, but the best ones are a creamy and nutty sort of blend, maybe even buttery, that feel like they're blended that way for a real specific combination of milder
are called
flavors.
Perdomos.
Yeah. The notes I could identify from the last third were very pleasant, but about the same as they had been from the second third, which I didn't mind. Ultimately, it's a pretty good cigar for new smokers and or for more experienced cigar fans who want something a little milder for a change. In fairness, the first third was pretty uneventful, at least to my palate. But fortunately, by the second, the flavors ramped up. Suggested pairing, stay away from rye whiskey or anything overproofed. They will overpower
It'll
this
bury
one.
it, yeah.
And not add much to the experience. But a more delicate scotch with some minerality and nuance would work well. I'd suggest a Glenmorangie 12 or something else in that general area. The Romeo and Juliet 1875 Churchill Tubo, it's not a groundbreaker, but it's an enjoyable smoke once you get a little ways into it. Construction, by the way, was spot on.
Yeah.
If this were a $6 cigar, I'd be tempted to keep a few of them in the humidor for times when I want to mellow out a little bit. But as I'm sure you can guess, it's not. It's an $8 to $9 smoke that I'm going to give a kind of a shaky 5 to, thanks to the fact that the last 2/3 worked pretty well for me, and the overall smoking time was well over an hour, so that's worth something. Price to quality at $9, a 5, but only if you're looking for something that doesn't pack too big of a punch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
worth
cigar is a great you don't have to think about it much. Just nice, enjoyable cigar. And even if you're not drinking any kind of alcoholic beverage, it's great with iced tea. It's
I was going to say I had it with iced tea actually,
and it goes along. And sometimes a mild cigar like that is just nice. You know,
just what the doctor ordered for that for that time. I wish my doctor would order cigars.
Yeah.
Doc, I'll split a box with you. What do you say?
I bet they did back in the 1800s.
Yeah, they probably did. That was back when. Remember when smoking was touted as being good for you?
Yeah,
like back in the day.
Dude, there's a great picture. There's a classic picture of
Those were the days.
the Tour de France guys.
Yeah.
And they're on the they're riding on their bicycles
And they're all smoking while they
cigarettes.
ride.
Oh, yeah, come on. What
Love
are you
that.
talking about? Our grandfathers fought World War II with cigars and cigarettes in their mouth. They were smoking the whole time.
My grandfather used to say, I fought World War II. We climbed up that hill. We took it inch by inch. I was killed. Some of his stories had a little bit, I think there was a little bit of fiction.
That's Grandpa Simpson going
Yeah,
on
a
there.
little bit of fiction in there.
I
Ian
had
has
an onion on my belt because that was the style.
Yeah, that was his style back then. The Kaiser stole our twos. We had to call it 19-3.
We have some tequila
Why
in
is
our.
that so funny?
It shouldn't be, but it is.
So this tequila smells so peppery and agave,
Oh yeah.
like the
Oh,
nose
yeah.
on this.
But there's
Big
something
pepper
about
and
the
agave.
pepper. The pepper is tamped down a little bit in the nose.
There's
It's like
because
buttery
it's,
or
it's
something.
getting beat up by the vanilla that's right behind
Yeah,
it.
there's so much
that's
vanilla
what it
happening
is.
here. So
Yeah.
All right, so let's take a taste of this.
and then
bad
there's
boy.
a little raw cane sugar right behind that.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
No, in a good way.
All right, I'm with you. What do you think? You took the first sip, Ian?
Oh yeah.
It's delicious. It's
It
this
is.
is like if you had what's the one that's so peppery that I'm always forgetting the name of?
Salsa?
It's like salsa, but creamy and buttery.
Right, and has
Yes.
more of the vanilla.
And vanilla. This is like it. Okay, so let's say you had something a bit peppery, and then you follow it with a snickerdoodle. This is kind of like that without the peanut butter,
yeah.
right?
That's
This
good.
is-
That's
good.
really.
It's got
this
a nice.
is a really
yeah.
good tequila.
There's a
is really
slight sugary finish to it that I absolutely love.
La Pulga is the name of the spirit. It's a tequila anejo that we're trying, and I feel like this was about. Sometimes I don't remember the cost.
Yeah.
I want to say it's about $40.
Ah, okay.
Right now I have the hiccups. I'm like wimpy
Okay.
on Popeye.
All right.
We take our name from the vibrant open air flea market on the northern side of Fort Worth, known to the local community as La Pulga.
Nice.
It has long been a social gathering place dating back to the 1948. Each bottle is says 1940s. Each bottle is adorned with a spirit animal known in Mexican folk art culture as Alberie. The Anejo tequila features the stag and is the symbol of nobility, gentleness, and independence.
The stag. So that's a stag on the front of the bottle there. I thought it was a reindeer, which I
Yeah,
was
it
going to
looks
say.
like a reindeer.
Which I was going to say.
Yeah.
This does actually look like a reindeer. What does not look like a reindeer is your Toyota SUV with the little antlers at the
That
window
does not,
and the red nose. That does not
I was
look
watching.
like.
Still cute, though.
I was
Come
watching
on.
the Christmas version of DMV, which is a new
Oh,
show with
well,
Tim
yeah,
Meadows,
yeah.
and they were the Christmas episode. He said he had to go do a driving test with someone. He says, if it has the antlers, I'll be back in 1 minute. He wasn't even going to touch that. I'll be back in 1 minute.
Come on, the antlers are cute.
Yeah, they are. They're real
Pulga,
cute.
I think, and I've looked it up, and it does agree. It says it's flea, so I don't know. Maybe
Flea.
it's
Well,
talking
flea
about
market. Well,
jumping.
flea market,
or that's,
yeah.
So there you go, flea.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be like awful if flea markets actually were infested with fleas? You're
I'm sure
you're-
some have been.
You're trying to look around and it's like
I'm still
ooh.
waiting for one of those
We had-
flea circuses
what's-
like
what-
they used to have in
We
cartoons.
had that one flea
Yeah.
market, and I think it's still there. It's on the east side of Houston, the White Elephant Flea Market.
Yes, yeah, that one's still there. I know what you're talking about. Yep.
Beware, by the way, any Cuban cigars that you buy
At a flea market?
Not so much.
Just saying.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely cigars, but not so much on the Cuban.
Next to the
exactly.
diamond necklaces you're buying there.
Yeah.
Again,
And the Rolexes.
very
the Rolex
100% necklace, but not necessarily diamond.
Yeah, exactly.
100% necklace. It's real necklace.
There's necklace in every necklace.
10% real necklace.
Fine imitation Corinthian leather.
All right. Going back to our list here while we have just a moment left in this segment. At number 16 on our Cigar Aficionado Cigars of the Year list, number 16 goes to the Saunter from Gellis Family Cigars. I am unfamiliar with this. Do
I've
you know
never
anything
even
about,
heard of it, no.
about Gellis Family? It's a $15 cigar rated a 95. Kyle Gellis was the person that started Warp Cigars. And so he's expanded his operation, creating this new company that bears his name called Gellis Family Cigars. They started with 2 brands, and one of them, Cigar Aficionado says, excelled in their ratings. The Saunter, which came in at number 16 and was rated a 95 by Cigar Aficionado. Now, this next cigar, I'm a little bit reluctant to say the name of it, because every time I do, we have to pay some royalties.
Pay royalties.
So I'm just going to say it's a cigar called D. Avidoff. It's their Millennium Blend series, Pyramides. And by the way, in all seriousness, the Davidoff Millennium Blend is really good. I'm not a fan of Davidoff cigars, but their Millennium Blend is fantastic.
I will tell you, I've never had a Davidoff cigar that I've thought to myself, I don't like this. Mm-hmm. But I will tell you that most Davidoff cigars that I've had, I've thought, that's really expensive.
Mm-hmm. And this one is $36.30 is the MSRP.
When you win the lottery,
When you say MSRP after one, you know it's
right.
expensive.
Yeah, right. You think of MSRP as something you talk about with cars, right? Yeah.
when you win the lottery and you start smoking Davidoffs all the time,
Yeah. No, if I won the lottery,
I'll know.
It would not be Davidoffs all the time. What I would do is I would buy, or I would rent an apartment in Nicaragua where I could walk to the AJ Fernandez.
Or when I come over for lunch and I'm like, hey, is that AJ Fernandez sitting on your couch?
As a matter of fact, it is. All right, we got to take a break, and we will be right back. It is Smoking and Toasting. Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Our show is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. And today's show, we're going to tell you about the style of beer you should not drink when you're eating hot wings. And we'll get to that in a minute, but we need to blaze through this list because I think we're falling behind on it. So this is Cigar Aficionado's list of the best cigars of 2025. We've already done 15 through 25, so now we're at number 14, and it's the Aging Room Cuatro Nicaragua Concerto Impromptu. I have not had the Concerto Impromptu, but let me tell you, the Cuatro Nicaraguas that I've had recently are so amazing. It's an AJ Fernandez blend, and it is just absolutely fabulous. So I'm anxious to try this one. It came in with a 95 rating, and it is a $17 cigar, also rolled by our good friend, AJ Fernandez. I call him my good friend. He has no idea who I am, but I don't mind calling him my good friend because I have single-handedly kept his company in business over the past several years. Number 13, La Flor Dominicana 30-year chisel. I'm so excited to see one of La Flor's chisels show up on this list because this is a cigar that will kick your ass, is what it'll do.
Yes, it is.
This is one of the strongest cigars you could ever smoke. And it came in with a 95 rating at a $30 price tag from La Flor Dominicana. But if you're looking to just get like absolutely
Powerhouse,
buy a cigar, it's the way to go. Number 12 is the Macanudo Emissary France Churchill. It's a $17 cigar.
I've had the Emissary. I haven't had the France.
Yeah. Well, General Cigars diversified the Macanudo portfolio far beyond their, sort of really popular, milder blends. And they've come out with some really good cigars. I remember I had a Macanudo Red that I reviewed here on the show that I thought was fantastic. And I hadn't really smoked many Macanudos since way back in the day.
Macanudos are always good, but
started.
I overlook them because they're always just Macanudos.
Right.
You know?
And some of these Emissary cigars and some of the other lines that they have are definitely worth checking out. Number 11 is the Liga Privada T52 Corona Viva. Liga Privada.
I mean,
come
on.
Yeah. You know you're going to do all right. And I love this one, a brand that I used to boycott because they were owned by a company that said terrible things about the cigar industry and supported really awful legislation that would have crippled a lot of smaller producers and mom-and-pop cigar shops, but they were sold. And we're talking about the Timeless brand, the Nat Sherman Timeless brand. They were sold to Fierro Tego, and Fierro Tego has landed number 10 on the list with their version of the Timeless Supreme 650 on the list here. It also ranked at 95, came in at 10th. It's a $12.25 cigar.
Got some in my humidor, and they're fantastic.
They really are good, aren't they? Now, at number 9, the Fuente Opus X Angel's Share Reserva de Chateau. Now, look, back in the day, like when I first started smoking cigars, you just tried to get your hands on an Opus X. Right, because you heard like these are like the greatest. They're super highly rated. They're expensive, but they're worth it, et cetera, et cetera. This one's a $24.37 cigar. Like most, that's a general like price range, I think, for Opus. But these days, like, I don't know which Opus is which. Like, they've come
There's
out with
so many Opuses, yeah.
right, different kinds. None of them
It
are
used to be you'd
huge
wait for the Opus X,
right.
and now there's so many.
None of them are huge production lines, so they're all limited.
I've found, though, that any one you pick up is usually pretty good.
Yeah. This one, though, the Fuente Opus X Angel Share Reserva de Chateau came in at number 9 on the list, ranked at 95 in Cigar Aficionado, and they say it puts sweet notes of licorice wood and baking spices in the spotlight with touches of leather and a charming intonation of honey flecked with red pepper flakes. So now I feel completely like inadequate when I do my cigar review because I've never said a charming intonation of honey flecked with red pepper flakes.
Wow.
But
I'm not
Makes
sure
it
if they're
sound like
using
Mike's
intonation
hot
properly.
honey.
yeah. Next time you hear me do that, you'll know I ripped it off totally from this.
That was AI.
From this review. Yeah. At number 8, the Diplomatico's Genios Exclusivo Phoenicia. Now, Phoenicia is the little store downstairs in my building, and they do have cigars, but I have not seen this one here. This is a Cuban. It ranked at 95, came in at number 8 on the list from Cigar Aficionado. So I gotta talk about numbers 7 and 6. Or 6 and 7.
You did it.
Simply because they're both just so interesting to me. And then we'll hold on to the top 5 until closer to the end of the show. At number 7, an A.J. Fernandez cigar I have not tried. It's called Nasser the Goat by A.J. Fernandez. $16 price tag. Comes in at a 95 and actually has a goat. Kind of looks like a Bach beer.
I have
there,
never
almost
seen
on
that.
the left. I never have either, but I will be looking for one immediately. Mexican San Andres wrapper, filler and binder from Nicaragua, and A.J. Fernandez. This started as a retailer exclusive for Nasser Cigar Lounge outside of the capital city of Haiti. Word eventually got out, and A.J. Fernandez started offering the goat to the U.S. market. And it's, this is the first year, by the way, that an A.J. Fernandez branded cigar has made it into the top 10. He's made cigars that have made it in before, but not ones that were branded with his name. So
I'm going to take this to the opposite direction. While you were doing that, I happened to look at my phone and opened up a cigar page text that had the wheel deal, 30-count Nika wheels.
Yeah.
And I'm scrolling down through it, and it made me laugh out loud a little bit. There's a bundle of cigars that literally has a label on it. It's called Your Mom.
Oh, I love this.
What you smoking, man?
Your mom. At number 6 on the list, and we'll save the top 5. At number 6, Rocky Patel makes an appearance with his $11.75 cigar called the Rocky Patel Emerald Robusto.
I just bought one of those.
Now, here's why I want you to remember this, because Rocky does so many cigars, and some of them are better than others. But the Emerald Robusto made the list for the end of the year.
Just bought one of those.
95.
Maybe that's what I'll do my cigar review on next week.
I'd love for you to do that. We got to take a break. We will be back. Guess what, my friends? It's drinking news time. That's next on Smoking and Toasting. Oh, yes. Welcome back, my friends. It is Smoking and Toasting. Our show is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. This is our drinking news segment, so I guess we should probably just jump right into it. Drinking news is a segment on the program. It's actually our most popular segment, believe it or not. I know it's hard to believe.
How did that happen?
I do not know. But what we do is we bring you a story from the world of the news that has been reported somewhere. It's not a parody. It's not from The Onion. These are real stories that have appeared in the news. We bring them to you, and they are often, although not always, about drinking. But they are always best enjoyed if you've been drinking. And we have, and ladies and gentlemen, it's time for drinking news.
Drinking news, drinking news. Now it's time for drinking news. A Florida man with one arm said he had a gator for a pet. When asked about his absent arm, he said,
Yeah, had to take that gator to the vet.
Drinking news, drinking news. Now it's time for drinking news.
Cheers, y'all. And them French fried potatoes. How great of an I just want to stop. How great of an actor is Billy Bob Thornton? He can do anything. Anything.
Hearts of Fire was awesome.
Was he in Hearts of
Did I just that wasn't that the name of the TV show that him and John Ritter did together? That was the first thing we ever saw him in.
Billy Bob Thornton and John Ritter? I don't know this.
He had a TV show. That was the first thing you ever saw him in. He did not look like current Billy Bob Thornton. He was a little heavy, had a bit of a tummy, wore a suit all the time.
He was a little heavy in Sling Blade too.
Okay, and then he had a beard, and he did not look like current Billy Bob Thornton, but it was him and John Ritter, and that's how I believe that him and John Ritter ended up in Bad Santa together, because they worked together in that. John Ritter was like a
genius.
John
Ritter was a freaking genius.
He played a political guy. I can't remember what it was, like a political mayor or a governor, and Billy Bob Thornton was his assistant.
Wow.
So there you go.
I'm going to have to go back and watch that.
That was the 90s.
Because I love both those
Early
guys.
90s.
Love both those guys.
Those crazy 90s.
Yeah.
Now, for our main story in today's drinking news, we're going to talk about something that I'm sure will make some of our listeners a little bit excited, maybe even a bit titillated, and others maybe more uncomfortable. And that is the topic of sexual fantasies.
It's a pie. Oh, that's different.
Now, when it comes to fantasies,
Can you play like music, like special music like that with
when it comes to fantasies, everyone is different. Some may like role-playing. Like, let's say Terry, our engineering producer. He might enjoy pretending to be the pizza delivery guy.
Hey,
right?
hey.
Yeah? Or my co-host Ian might be the type that really likes to dress up in a grass skirt and make believe he's a hula dancer who got lost and somehow wound up in someone's hotel room with a jar of peach preserves. I'm just saying that could be something that works for you.
Pretty detailed.
Not saying it is, just saying. These are just hypotheticals, by the way. But as long as you're not making your partner uncomfortable, I say whatever floats your boat. Let your freak flag fly. But according to a recent survey,
Thanks, Chaperone.
Don't you kink shame me.
According to a recent survey, the most popular fantasy in the U.S. is... That's the ukulele version of a drum roll. That's what that is. The most popular fantasy in the U.S. is having a threesome. Now, studies suggest that as many as 1 in 7 Americans have engaged in this particular kind of sexual activity, and that number seems to be growing. And I would guess
it's growing.
that if you have been thinking about having a threesome, you probably imagine acting out this fantasy in a really perfect, very sensual kind of location, right? Which must be why 2 Florida men
Here we go.
and 1 Florida woman
The devil's threesome.
decided they were definitely up for the challenge of making their fantasy come true. And they did so in the parking lot of a Marathon, Florida Winn-Dixie grocery store.
Marathon Winn-Dixie store.
Isn't that where
lot?
That's where fantasies happen, right?
That's where fantasies come true.
Fantasies happen.
Because, hey, what could be sexier than living out your threesome fantasy dream on the rapidly warming asphalt between a rusty Toyota Camry and an F-150 in the middle of a dreamy Florida afternoon? I'm just saying.
My
That's Fantasy
threesome
Island.
fantasy dream has less sticks and more knots in the tree, so to speak.
You're getting very personal here on the program. Well, the middle of a dreamy Florida afternoon, that was when police arrested
Devil's threesome.
43-year-old Marshall Adam Lowry, 59-year-old Michael McDonald Howard, no, not the guy from the Doobie Brothers, and 45-year-old Sharon Helen Saplinski. Officers were called to the Winn-Dixie, where they found the 3 Florida persons completely naked and engaged in various sexual acts.
Hanging out in public.
Right in the vicinity of the shopping cart corral, that thing where people return their carts after
Hey, Eiffel
loading up their
Towers
groceries.
belong in Spain,
No,
Paris.
seriously, like really in public?
The trio, who according to deputies were all highly inebriated, imagine that, They were arrested on a variety of charges.
Oh, my Florida beer.
They were arrested on a variety of charges, including committing unnatural and lascivious acts.
Unnatural and lascivious.
What were they doing?
Yeah.
How is it unnatural?
Remember, this is Florida. DeSantis just makes up whatever he wants there. So, also
Careful where you put that thing.
unlawful
In
exposure,
Florida.
unlawful exposure of sexual organs, and disorderly intoxication.
Unlawful exposure of sexual organs.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly.
That is very specific.
very specific.
Way
isn't
to
it?
take the sexy out of it.
Yeah,
Unlawful.
totally. Sir, that is an unlawful exposure of a sexual organ. Okay, well, I lost everything now.
He was standing. What was that? What was that one we had? Standing in a manner consistent with urination.
Yeah. But that's not. That's
stuff.
different. This is different. This is full exposure of sexual
The
organs.
Florida woman, Sharon Helen, who, according to officers, had been previously arrested for similar public conduct in the last 3 months, was also charged
Likes
with
to get her freak on in public.
resisting. She was charged with resisting without violence.
That's
Now,
what they said.
It seems clear that, from this, that the woman did not want to be arrested again. And as a part of her resistance, may have offered a number of excuses as to why the three were going for a little afternoon delight right there in the parking lot, while one can only assume that their frozen pizzas and ice cream were melting in their cars.
Didn't they have a trailer to go to somewhere close?
Now, because the arresting officers did not give us any recorded audio from the incident, we don't know for sure what was said. But that certainly has not stopped our crack staff, no pun intended, here at Drinking News from coming up with a list of those possible excuses, which means that it's time for another of our wildly unpopular Drinking News Top 5 lists. This would be the top 5 excuses Sharon Helen may have given the officers for having a threesome in the parking lot. Top 5 excuses she may have given for having a threesome in the Winn-Dixie parking lot. Number 5. I thought this was what the sign meant that said, buy one, get one free. Number 2. I met them in line at the Winn-Dixie pharmacy and just offered to help them field test those Viagra prescriptions they were picking up. Number 3. We did it out here so the store wouldn't have to deal with a cleanup on aisle 5. Number 2, we started out in the car, but I kept honking the horn with my butt. And the number 1 excuse Sharon Helen may have given for having a threesome in the Winn-Dixie parking lot, number 1, it isn't my fault, officer. I just asked these guys to show me the meat section. Reporting live from the Winn-Dixie in Marathon, Florida, where I've now counted 8 different vehicles that sport the bumper sticker, if this van's a rockin', don't come a knockin'. My name is Cruz, and that is your...
Drinking news, drinking news. That's our time for drinking news. And drinking tequila, too.
Cheers, y'all.
Well, they do better things than apparently here, because I picked up, my friend that works at Walmart. And,
I thought he was about to tell me he had sex in a Walmart
No,
parking lot.
I was gonna say, and the thing is that I got a story that literally last night, the Walmart on Westheimer, somebody, I don't know what happened, but him and his wife came in, and he decided to break several of the windows and doors in the front of the Walmart and then take a sledgehammer to the frozen section.
This is a friend of yours?
Yeah, well, no, my friend works at Walmart.
Oh, okay.
So she had to clean the mess up. So she had to basically clean up all the
So
all
did
the
the
glass.
guy get arrested?
Yes, the cops got there while he was still trying to take down the frozen section with the sledgehammer. And his wife
frozen bastards.
watching the whole time, and then he got arrested, and that was it.
I just want to say,
happening?
if you're frustrated with what's going on in your life, don't take it out on Walmart.
Yeah.
They have, especially the frozen section. They got some good stuff in there.
That's right. That's where you get your White
But
Castle.
also, like Walmart employees don't deserve that, man.
No.
They're trying to make it to another day.
They're like, look, I'm 78 years old. I have to greet every bastard that walks in the front door of this place. My life is not great. Don't come in here and mess it up even further. You know?
It's not.
I didn't put any money in my 401k. I'm here working as a result.
And no one
the same.
knows why. The
Right.
thing is that Walmart, the manager, nobody knows why this guy just decided to go nuts last night at Walmart right before it closed.
Yeah.
I think it may have been because one side was closed and he couldn't get in the doors, but still the other doors were open.
Beer and hot wings are natural companions. How's that for a segue?
Yes.
I mean, there's nothing better than, washing down spicy, sauce-coated chicken with a cold, refreshing beer. Nothing beats that, unless you choose the wrong beer. Now, according to an article in Chowhound, we're going to tell you what that wrong beer is.
Can I make a guess?
Sure.
I'm going to go ahead and say maybe not so much a Berliner Weiss.
That's actually a good guess, and I would think it might even be more appropriate than what they say. But the style that they say, even though it's hugely popular alongside food and on its own, they say you'll be in for an unpleasant surprise if you drink a West Coast IPA with hot wings.
Huh.
It just doesn't go. This is according to Chowhound, the website.
So the only time I drink a West Coast IPA is probably on this show.
Right.
So I don't have that experience.
They say West Coast IPAs pair poorly because take a sip of the middle of beer in the middle of a hot wing feast. It won't be obvious at first that your choice of a West Coast IPA might not be the best decision. That's because you'll get that initial relief, as with any cold beverage, from the hot wings. But just as there are scientific reasons behind why beer and hot food pair so well together, the same is true for why IPAs and hot wings are not the ideal match for most palates. So they go on to explain that West Coast IPAs can make actually the hot wing vibe in your mouth even worse because they contain high levels of alpha acids from all of
All right,
the hops.
so let's talk about things that make sense. Okay, I'm eating hot wings, and and I'm not talking about your garlic parm BS. Okay, we're
love
talking
the
about
garlic parm
hot
ones.
wings. I like them on the side of my hot wings. Okay,
You like hot wings on the
side of his garlic.
no,
side
I
of
like
your hot
garlic parm.
Oh,
on
okay,
the side
gotcha.
of his garlic.
On the side of my hot wings. All right? We're talking about hot wings. So if you get anything that's actually a hot wing,
Yeah.
then the first choice in beer that you should have is a Bock. Right?
That's
Something
a good choice.
robust and sweet that will knock the
It has
hot
that
right
malty
out of your
flavor.
mouth.
Yeah, totally.
It has enough sweetness to it and enough body to carry it right off your tongue. If you're going to go, well, that's a little too strong for me, then you should go for something in the neighborhood of a blonde ale.
Okay, so you're speaking the right language because the article goes on to say, while a stout beer or other dark, robust style might seem the obvious best choice for hot wings,
No.
those can actually balance out the heat and coax out even more
No,
flavorful
because
undertones.
okay, so stout. Imagine coffee with hot wings. Come on,
Yeah.
that doesn't even make sense.
Likewise, they say lager, Pilsner, Kolsch, and Belgian styles are among the best pairings for hot wings.
And Bach though,
Yeah, and they say especially when it comes to providing immediate cooling
Bach
refreshment.
and Doppelbock, my friend.
They go on to say even sour beers with their punchy tang have their merits as hot wing flavor enhancers.
I can't picture that.
I don't agree with that at all.
I can't picture that at all.
I like
now
a
I've
good
never
sour
had
beer from time to time.
I've never
but-
had a Berliner Weiss or a sour beer with hot wings, but I can't picture that being a
Yeah,
nice pair.
Well, again, this is Chowhound. How much? What do they know?
I'm gonna say, dude, start with a Bach. Start
Yeah.
with Bach, and then you move down from there.
They recommend actually like a milkshake IPA. They say with the high levels of lactose and sweetness in addition to hops.
Any
it's like they
beer
help
with
balance out
lactose,
the burn.
Forget
Yeah.
style. Any beer with lactose will work because of
when
the
your
lactose.
when your mouth's on fire, you go for milk.
Well,
That's-
because
that's
the
what works,
lactose
yeah.
is what does it.
Yep.
I mean, that's the thing. So almost any beer with lactose will work. Forget the style.
All right. We have a couple things still to deal with. One is the fact that we need to finish out and round out our list of cigars from Cigar Aficionado. And the other is we got a barley wine to drink. And I know I love saving it to the end of the show because that helps ensure that Ian doesn't leave midway through. So
I was
that's
so
why-
over this. Like,
that's why we do
like
that.
how many segments ago? And I
We'll
gotta
be
wait for the barley wine.
Right back. It's barley wine. It's smoking and toasting. Oh, I love that sound. Welcome back. It is Smoking and Toasting. That's like a clarion call for me, right? You know how they do the Pavlov's dog thing when they
Yes,
would ring
yes.
the dinner bell? That's Pavlovian to me right there.
So I have to do a little bit of what I call engagement drama.
Yeah?
Where, I flick the can a little bit so you can hear what I'm about to do.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I like that.
And it makes it sound like I can't aim, but I actually can. I just, but because of the engagement drama, I think I always spill some on myself. I always get spritz everywhere.
Yeah, which it always works if you get pulled over on the way home.
I mean, that smelled great.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, before we get to the Barleywine, let's reveal the top 5 cigars in Cigar Aficionado's
How
list.
long are you going to make me wait for this Barleywine?
A long time. We're up to number 5. We got to go to number 1. So
this smells so good.
Stand by. Number 5 on the list is the Trinidad Espiritu Series number 3
That's a good cigar.
Bellicoso. Now, I will admit I have not smoked the Bellicoso size, but I have had several of these Toros recently.
I've had several of the sizes.
And they're wonderful.
Several of the sizes. I don't know I don't remember if I've had that exact size. But they're great, yeah.
So the Cuban Trinidad brand was positioned kind of internationally as a sort of a luxury cigar. In the United States, though, the U.S. blend of this has been a bit of a sleeper until recently, when the trademark for U.S. sale and distribution was taken over by Altadis USA. And the company made some very smart decisions. They got Rafael Nodal, who is their chief guy, to kind of take over the blending operations. And he reached out to a buddy, some dude named AJ Fernandez.
That guy.
Yeah. And they basically blended this together, and it's like absolute. This is a great cigar. I totally agree. I haven't had the Bellicoso, but I totally agree with their picking it this high on the list. It's number 5. It comes in at a 95 rating. Number 4 is the Cuesta Rey Centrofino Sun-Grown Pyramid number 9. I've had Cuesta Rey before, but it has been a while.
It's been a long time since I've had one, and I have not had that.
And I have not had this. It comes in at a 95. It's an $11.45 cigar, and it is number 4 on the list. Tatuaje making another appearance on the list here at number 3.
I love seeing them up there.
The Tatuaje Black Petite Lancero. You are a Lancero cigar fan.
I do love the Lanceros.
And you know who loves Lanceros is our buddy at Stogie's.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, they stock many more Lancero sizes.
Because he's such a
yes.
Lancero fan, and so if you're looking for great Lanceros, it's a good place to go in Houston. This cigar scored a 96 and came in at number 3 on the list. It's an $8.50 cigar, and of course the Tatuajes.
That's amazing. Tatuaje doing it again.
They're made by my father.
And look how rustic it
cigars.
looks too.
Oh, it's rustic in a beautiful
yes.
way. Yeah, absolutely. Rustic in a way like when you're watching a really great old Western.
Yes.
It's got that vibe to it. Number 2, another Cuban cigar makes the list. It is the Cohiba Ambar. And they list
I don't know the Ambar one.
They list the price here, and it's in pounds. But are pounds, Terry? Do you know are pounds worth more or less than dollars
more
right
than
now?
dollars.
Okay, so pounds
They're
are
not
worth
far from.
Yeah, they're close, but they're a little higher than $1, right? Well, this cigar is listed at a retail price of 74.60 pounds.
It's probably $60.
Yeah. This is a pretty.
I don't have a direct what's today's
serious Cuban cigar.
$1.34 for each pound.
For each pound.
Yeah.
So this is more than 60. This is more like an $80 or $90.
It went the other direction.
Cuban cigar. Yeah. So that's number 2 on the list, and number 1. Cigar of the year from Cigar Aficionado. Drum roll, please, or whatever it is we do with the ukulele. Number 1 is the Padron 60th Anniversary Perfecto.
I can get with that.
Let me read you what they said. They say,
and that's an expensive cigar, too.
If time travel were a reality, a curious cigar smoker could make the voyage back to September 1964 and walk into an extremely modest cigar factory in Miami's Little Havana. He would see 2 men, one of them rolling cigars, the other the owner of this tiny operation. The cigars for sale cost $0.25 a piece. That was the genesis of the Padron cigar factory. And the 60th anniversary Perfecto, they say, is only the second Perfecto shape that the Padrones have ever commercially released. Perfectos are not easy to roll.
No, not at all.
And so these guys have got it.
quarter
Have got it all
apiece.
figured out. Yeah.
Now they don't have
What is the
pennies.
price now?
The price is $75.
Yeah, that's not a cheap
Not
cigar.
a quarter anymore.
And the rating is a
It's
97.
a quarter of 100, three quarters of 100.
What I'm just going to say is I'm going to take Cigar Aficionado's word for it on this one. I'm going to go, okay, number one, here you go, salute. I'm going to have a $5 cigar now.
After having a $35 to $40 45th anniversary and knowing that it's worth every penny, I'll go ahead and put that one out there that I don't have an extra $75 to burn on a cigar.
If you did, do you think this would be worth it? $75.
But if I did, that would probably be the cigar I'd go for.
Wow.
Like, what else would
Like,
you
I
spend
get it.
$75 on? You could spend that on any given Davidoff,
Sure.
or you could spend it on a very special cigar from them.
Or you could go to the puppet store and get a really custom-made puppet that looks just like you for about $75, $80.
Then I'd have a mini-me.
I don't know why I just said that. I may have revealed more than I intended to with that.
Dear God, what
right.
does this show turn into?
Next week on the show, Jeff Dunham.
Okay, I know we only have a few minutes left, but do you think he's funny?
Oh,
Seriously.
I've met him in person,
Yeah?
and he's amazing in person. To watch him that close, yeah.
Do you think Jeff
I do.
Dunham's
I
funny?
think
The
he's
first
funny.
few times you see the skit, it's funny, but
Mm-hmm.
his skit doesn't stand up to repeats.
My
Well,
favorite.
he worked. He does new ones.
My favorite puppets are still the stoner Fraggle Rock ones that appeared on the old Saturday Night Live episodes. Remember that?
yes,
The
yes.
stoner Muppets.
The
they
original
were
ones, yes.
awesome.
Yes,
They were
yes,
awesome.
that's right.
A lot of people.
Gosh, I can't think of their names right now, but
What
yes.
about
listen.
What about the little Sesame Street ones that were like, yep. The little aliens.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah.
So weird.
I love them. Mana.
Come on. Mana. That's great. That's one of the greatest things of all time. Okay, speaking of great, this is one of the better barley wines I think I've ever had. This is amazing.
This barley wine is so good.
It's so good. This is called Island Otter. They say it's a bourbon-barrel-aged barley wine. Barrel-aged barley wine. Sorry.
Somebody.
Yeah, with macadamia nuts and vanilla, and you can taste all of that
It's
in the
so
Island Otter.
good.
It's delicious.
It's so good, and
Or
it's
as I
only
like to
coming
say,
in. It's
Hublicious.
It's only coming in at a crushable 14%.
Easy to
All
drink.
I have to say is this is a beer.
I don't know what
should
you paid
look
for that. I know you paid a lot for that can.
This
That's
is
a damn good beer
this
there.
is from Lumberbeard Brewing out of Spokane, Washington.
Yeah, this is
And boy, do
outrageously
these
good.
guys know what's
This
going
might
on
be
with
one of
barley
my
wine.
favorite barley wines we've had on this show.
I would agree with you here. This is
think it's
absolutely
marshmallowy.
delicious. Yeah,
There's a little marshmallow in it. Yes.
kind of a marshmallow s'more kind of goodness. I said s'more.
We've trained up our producer to be pretty good with his palate.
He's doing all right over there. Guys, welcome to the brand new year. Thank you for making it through 2025 with us. It was touch and go there for a little while, and we appreciate it. And thank you for listening and for streaming us. This is Smoking and Toasting, and until we meet again on next week's show,
I'm happy.
cheers, y'all.
Cheers, y'all.
Your smile's